This is a Saturday Morning TV log from Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Excelsior! Welcome, true believers, to another Saturday Morning TV log, and this time around it's Spider-Man, brought to us by Marvel Entertainment Group and Marvel Films. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. I'm Dual. This is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So today's Saturday Morning TV log is Spider-Man, or Spider-Man the Animated Series as it's also known as, or Spider-Man TAS for short. The show is probably one of, if not the greatest Spider-Man tunes out there. And why? Well, I'll explain why, because I'm starting to get ahead of myself. Anyway, it's an animated superhero series originally premiering on the Fox network in November of 1994. Now, and the series was produced by Marvel Films Animation, where that same year they had also done the Iron Man and Fantastic Four series for syndication. Now, of course, Marvel's animation, their subsidiary, Marvel Entertainment Group, had recently done the X-Men animated series a few years before this, which was also shown on the network at the time. Anyway, I think this was probably the best, version of your friendly neighborhood you-know-who that I'd seen. Anyway, the series follows Peter Parker, a college student at Empire State University who struggles to balance his responsibilities as the hero Spider-Man with the problems of his personal life. He must navigate his romantic affections for love interests Felicia Hardy and Mary Jane Watson, maintain his friendship with Harry Osborn, focus on his academic performance as Dr. Kirk Connor's student, and help to support his Aunt May after the death of his Uncle Ben by working as a freelance photographer for the Daily Bugle. Of course, that's owned by loudmouth publisher J. Jonah Jameson, who often uses Parker's pictures of his alter ego to discredit and carry out a smear campaign against Spider-Man, which, of course, everybody knows that Jameson's main goal is to prove that Spidey's a menace to the world rather than a hero. Parker's peers at ESU include football star Flash Thompson, popular barista Liz Allen, scientific genius Deborah Whitman, and research rival Michael Morbius. Yes, that's right, you heard me correctly. Yes, this would introduce us to some characters in the animation world. Now, some of them had recently been shown on some series. Oh, please stand by. Sorry about that. Now, where was I? Oh, yes, now I remember. As Spidey, Parker faces various supervillains that threaten New York City, including criminal masterminds such as the Kingpin and the Hobgoblin, scientific mishaps like Doc Ock and the Green Goblin, and the alien symbiotes Venom and Carnage. Spider-Man is occasionally aided in his fight against crime by other superheroes like the X-Men, plus the Punisher, Blade, Doctor Strange, Daredevil, Iron Man, Captain America, and the Fantastic Four. Now, a large number of storylines and events from the comic books are loosely adapted in the series. Now, from the first season, they start off with Night of the Lizard, which is loosely based on Face to Face with the Lizard from The Amazing Spider-Man number 6, which came out in November of 1963. Let's see. Oh, there's lots of them and what have you. There's even one that's loosely based on Doc Ock's first appearance, which that episode was called Dr. Octopus Armed and Dangerous, and it's loosely based on Spider-Man vs. Dr. Octopus from Amazing Spider-Man number 3, which came out in July of 1963. And The Minutes of Mysterio, which was loosely based on the same name from Amazing Spider-Man number 13, which came out in June of 64, which, of course, that was Mysterio's first appearance. See, The Sting of the Scorpion, loosely based on 2 issues. Spidey Strikes Back, which was Amazing Spider-Man number 19, and The Coming of the Scorpion, or Spidey Battles Scorpion in Amazing Spider-Man number 20, which those were from December 64 and January 65. Which, of course, the issue number 20 was when Scorpion made his first appearance. Anyway, the list goes on and what have you. I mean, they go through all of these throughout the series. Wherever they're from, loosely based on Amazing Spider-Man or Spectacular Spider-Man, or heck, even the Secret Wars. Even yeah, each episode is filled with amazing, fun action, and what can I say? This is so incredible. I really loved watching this show. This was a show I grew up watching. We also have a great voice acting cast as well that includes Christopher Daniel Barnes, who voices Peter Parker and Spidey. J. Jonah Jameson is voiced by the late great Ed Asner. Saratoga Ballantyne voices Mary Jane. Roscoe Lee Brown voices the Kingpin. Let's see. Well, there's several voice actors and what have you. Mark Hamill, who was voicing the Joker on Batman the Animated Series at the time, and you know him best as a certain Luke Skywalker, voiced Hobgoblin. Let's see. Hank Azaria, who was voicing various characters on The Simpsons, Fox's mega hit that was bad at the time, voices A. Brock in Venom. Jim Cummings, who was recently best known as the new voice of Winnie the Pooh and Tigger, and lots of other Disney characters, voices the Shocker. Ephraim Zimbalist Jr., who was also a voice actor on Batman the Animated Series, he voiced Alfred on the show. He voiced Dr. Octopus. He'd actually reprised that role for the Spider-Man video game Activision put out in 2000 on the PlayStation and Sega Dreamcast. Now, it also got put on Nintendo 64, but it didn't have no voice acting. But anyway, yeah, let's see. Peter's Aunt May originally was voiced by the late great Linda Gary. In one of her last performances, Linda Gary was best known for doing voice acting in shows, most notably some from the now defunct Filmation studio, from shows like the original He-Man, Black Star, and plus a lot of other characters. Then Julie Bennett took over the voice. Voicing Felicia Hardy and her alter ego, Black Cat, is Jennifer Hale. She would also return to voice. She'd also voice that character in the Spider-Man 2000 game as well. But anyway, there was lots of other voices and what have you. You do get to see some other characters. Madam Web's on the show, and see, you do get Electro, not as much as I wanted, and Vulture's in it. And again, the list goes on. Anyway, after 5 seasons were done with 65 episodes overall produced, the show ended in January of 1998. Well, they end January 31st. It would be Spidey's first show to come out in some time since Spider-Man's Amazing Friends in 1981. Of course, that brought Spidey back onto the air after, after it had been 8 years since that show had stopped airing reruns. Even after this, the show later got shown on on Fox Family and ABC Family before becoming Freeform, and also aired on the JX block on Toon Disney and Disney XD as well. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot, the animation was done by Tokyo Movie Shinsha. But anyway, but of course, Spidey's show was done by the Marvel Films Animation, whereas X-Men was produced by Saban. Yeah. Let's see. Also, I really like how sometimes we see like flashing and and why have you, kind of like the movies whenever the spider sense goes off. Really incredible. Anyway, and also another thing I like about it is the music, which was done by Shuki Levy and Haim Saban, who are certainly no strangers to work on that, and Udi Hopaz. They were credited as composers of the orchestral background score. Levy, of course, wrote the theme song, but it was performed by Joe Perry. Most of you know him best as the guitarist of the band Aerosmith. Once you hear and see the web shoot out the big intro, and you hear and then you know what I mean. And I hope I don't get into trouble for just doing that a little bit of the first few notes of the theme. Okay, I was only bringing that to you, you know. But boy, I gotta tell you, it's awesome. The show was both highly acclaimed and commercially successful, receiving wide critical praise for the faithfulness to the source material, the portrayal of many different classic storylines from the comics, the deep focus on the titular hero's life, motivations, and struggles, and the layered character work, as well as the presentation of the Rogues Gallery. It eventually became a big hit for the Fox Network and got high ratings as well. And fans have praised it as being the best adaptation of Spider-Man to date. And what can I say? I couldn't have said it better myself. Now, during this time, there were various comics based on the series as well, even video games. There was the Spider-Man Cartoon Maker for the PC, as well as a Spider-Man animated series game for Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, developed by Western Technologies Incorporated, and was published by LJN. Well, on Super Nintendo, while the Genesis version was published by their parent company, Acclaim. Oh, but there's been so many. The show is unfortunately non-physical media. Well, a little bit of it is. Well, on sometimes there would be home video titles. Most of them actually came out in Canada. We did get one though, and was on the Hobgoblin. Then in 2002, right before the movie came out, we actually got to see some various titles, including which those included The Ultimate Villain Showdown, The Return of the Green Goblin, Daredevil vs. Spider-Man, The Ultimate Spider-Man Collection, containing all three of those, and Spider-Man vs. Doc Ock, and Spider-Man The Venom Saga. After that, we never did get any more. However, when it first started, Disney Plus got the full series, so you can see the full series on Disney Plus if you've never seen it. So this is a high recommendation by me. I think you'll really like it. Anyway, watch it and you won't be disappointed. This is probably one of the best. Anyway, I do love the 90s Spider-Man animated series. It is one of my favorites. I do like it just about a little bit more as much as I like the X-Men tune or even the Iron Man and Fantastic Four tunes. So this is a high recommendation by me. Please excuse me, I'll be right back. Sorry again. things just happen. But anyway, Spider-Man the Animated Series is definitely worth looking into. I consider it to be the best. I mean, as much as I like the original 60s tune or Spider-Man's Amazing Friends, both of those come right behind. Now, even though I hadn't seen the last few tunes that came out that were done by Disney ever since they acquired Marvel, I'm sure they're good, but they wouldn't come close to this one. Oh, no, sir. Anyway, Spider-Man the Animated Series, look into this, but I'm sure a lot of you have already seen this, and if you have, please tell me in the comments section below. If you liked the video, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and be a part of the Big D Nation. And stay tuned for my spoiler-free review of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness coming up later tonight. So thanks for watching, and if you like this, consider check out my Saturday Morning TVLogs for the other two Spidey tunes I was just talking about. In the upper left-hand corner is the Saturday Morning TVLog for the original Spider-Man tune from 1967. The upper right-hand corner is the Saturday Morning TVLog for Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends from 1981. Or if you want something else, go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my playlist for my re-reviews of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy. Now, I will re-review the Amazing Spider-Man films later on and re-review the MCU ones too, sometime. And the bottom to the right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching, and next week's Saturday Morning TVLog is Shazam! So until next time, true believers, I'm the Big D saying see ya and Excelsior! Bye now.